Alright, we are in voice now.
Cool.
Alright, so yeah, once you're on the menu, just give me a countdown whenever you're ready.
Sure. I'm ready now anyway, so 3, 2, 1, go. So, hey everyone. Lou's been
Good luck.
hitting again. Thanks. And this time I'll be doing 40 orb. Earlier I did any percent, but I am doing 40 orb as well, which is a much longer category compared to any percent. And this is the old way of any percent. Spyro 2, which is more accurately known as 40 orb no boss skips. Wait, no, that's wrong. Any percent no boss skips, which is basically self-explanatory. You can't skip into any of the bosses, which is what you do in the earlier categories. So I will not be allowed to do that. And getting 40 orbs in this game is the intended way of beating the game, because it unlocks the final door to enter Ripto. So this category is just mainly full of exploits within levels. Right now I'm doing an exploit. I'm doing flame charge jumps, which is a technique which allows you to angle your flame upwards. So I'm able to flame these lamps without needing the superfly power up, which requires you to kill enemies to get that enemy spirit. You need to collect a certain amount of those to actually unlock the power up. And you basically just fly through the level, flaming the lamps, but yeah, with the flame charge jump we don't need to do that, we can just flame them. Yeah, that's all the glimmer is, just flame charge jumps to get the lamps. Also in this category I'll have to be collecting gems too, so you'll be able to see me collecting gems. That is because I need to still pay money bags for a few things to actually progress in the run. Those being the swimming ability, Zephyr and Shady. Superior and Idol. We have to do the intended thing to open up the power up, and okay, nice. So we need to kill 8 enemies in this level to open up the supercharged power up, which allows us to do the Hula Girls Orb Challenge. As you cannot do this challenge without it. You can't flame the statues.
Look at that.
Normally, so that is one of the intended things we have to do in the run. And yeah, there's a cool skip there with the supercharge. We can charge right up the rock. You just go flying in the air. It's a nice time save. Yeah, sorry though, we only get one of the orbs here. Other levels we'll be getting multiple orbs, and we'll be getting all of the home world as sort of fairly back. Which is just coming up. The Hunter Orb Challenge in Summer Forest, which is not difficult at all. This is basically just a tutorial section for jumping, gliding, and hovering.
Very good. Wow.
Quite cool, the last one, because you don't even need to hover to get over there. Now we do a double jump to go to this orb, which you're not supposed to be able to get. You need to get the swim ability. And there's a sort of like lake sort of thing that connects to an underground water tunnel that gets you over to the orb, but we completely skipped that. Yeah, that's the power of double jumping in this game. I'm sure it was explained in one of the other Spyro 2 runs. Yeah, double jumping is just a broken mechanic within the game where if you hold X and hold square, you basically jump and charge upwards. It allows us to gain more height, and we can like abuse that in all different ways like this. Again, we skip another power up within the level, which I don't know how many spirits it requires, but you unlock the spring jump ability, which allows you to get up to the professor room, but with double jump we just completely skip that. It's not needed. And here I'm doing next orb challenge in the run, which is flaming the statues. It's a fairly sort of technical orb. There's a lot of like tricky movement, etc. Yeah, I would say this is one of the more difficult levels in Fire Orb just because of all the jumps. Using double jump to get up here, collecting some gems as are needed. Right now I could do Hockey 1, as that is actually faster compared to doing party poopers, I think. But that's just, it's really inconsistent. Like, you need to get 5 quick shots for it to even save time. So it's just not really worth it, I would say. And yeah, that's Colossus. I'm under gemmed, but there is backup gems after this level. Normally I would be leaving the level with bang on 500 or just a little bit over, but I missed a few gems in other areas, but that's fine. I don't know if I mentioned if swim was needed for this category. It's actually not. There is a swimless route for this, but it's fairly hard. There's a lot more tricks that are like mandatory, like Turtle Proxy, which can easily kill your runs. I just prefer swim route overall because I think it's just better. There we go. I just caught a tight cycle in Hurricos where you basically just get up to the top, then get to the platform. You basically skip one cycle of the barrier, of the platform, going into the wall. And yeah, Hurricos is basically a really fast level, very fast paced. Right now here is a proxy.
Spyro.
Earlier I did a dead body proxy with the Beetle and Idle Springs, but right there was a squeeze proxy,
Remember to press prime.
which is another type of proxy. And getting that proxy up to the orb allows us to skip another mini challenge where you have to hit buttons around the level. She got up there. Oh, I nearly got that. So yeah, it saves a lot of time to just do the proxy to get up to the orb, compared to hitting the buttons. Top to get the orb. but I didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't get that either. What I was attempting there was another proxy, known as Turtle Proxy. Infamous first difficulty, but yeah. Basically getting that proxy allows us to get to the turtles area like straight away, but we do miss out on a bunch of gems. You basically make up gems like running around. Still have to do turtle proxy though, but this one's kind of easier. Nice.
Your turtle.
So, really easy orb challenge.
So. Thank you.
You just push the turtles into the pool of water to protect them from getting into the cauldron. And if one of them does get into the cauldron, then yeah, you fail the challenge. We only do turtles 1 there because it's faster to do so compared to doing turtles 2 over party poopers. Oh, didn't get that. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I'm thinking this is 14 tally. So yeah, there's a bunch of tricky moving here. Nice. Okay, so what I did there was get out of bounds using the gate. For some reason the gate isn't really solid underneath, so you can flame the button from a distance so that you're still underneath the gate, and then it doesn't like push out or anything, so you just go, and that allows you to get out of bounds. And then what I did after that was a trick called Swim in Air. Probably would have seen that in the 14 tally run near the end. Basically in this game there's no bodies of water.
Our world.
Or it's just swim plane. Or even head bash the swim plane. Then you'll start swimming. And that's all you need to start swimming. So we can just pretty much get out of bounds, hit the swim trigger, and then we can swim anywhere. It's very useful. I don't think it's used that much in this category, though. I think it's just used before Aquaria Towers.
I've been trying.
But yeah, you did see me attempt the squeeze proxy that I nearly got after Hurricos. That would have skipped needing to do Swim in Air completely. Because we would have needed Swim in Air to get to the orb at the top of that section of Summer Forest, which needs the climbing ability, which we do not have yet.
Now that the
So the only other alternative way to get that is Swim in Air. So yeah, Aquaria Towers. Some very easy challenges here, especially this one. It's not difficult, just follow the seahorse. Yeah, I forgot to mention the first orb with the King Seahorse. So basically I was just charging at the ground, it didn't seem like I was doing anything, I was just screwing around or whatever, but basically if you charge at the ground, then for some reason you sort of keep on moving, and that way we can get out of bounds to get to the last seahorse, number 6.
Well done. Okay, Spyro, jump through that hole.
Level. Basically, it only counts the last one,
Before you get
because it
to
thinks that you got
Legend,
all the other ones. So getting out of bounds helps us to win that challenge really quick. Crush fight, not much to say about this. It's just really paradised. No RNG. He does the same thing every time. I should mention that I'm basically over with the hard part of the run, I guess I could say. Summer Forest, it's just really technical, there's a lot of hard tricks, unlike Autumn Plains where it's a little bit more relaxing. Still some tricks, but not as big as Summer Forest in difficulty. So yeah, getting into Autumn Plains, we go into Crystal Glacier straight away. It's a pretty fun looking level, it's also really technical, it's similar to Colossus as in the jumps are hard. Anyway. Also this is another level where I'll have to open up one of the power-ups, Superfly power-up, by collecting enemy spirits, so I kill enemies in this level. We've got Spyro Man. Get up here quickly. Spyro Man is basically if you're gliding up a wall and then you do the double jump inputs, then you basically start moving up the wall. It's a really weird mechanic. We've only used that a couple of times in this run. Yeah, we get the talisman really quick, kill some more enemies, and then dropped into the Draklets area, which is the orb challenge of this run. Orb challenge of this level. So basically we have to kill these Draklets really fast for it to even be fast. If you're too slow, then one of these guys will spawn another one, and then the next one will spawn another if you're too slow. So ideally you want to do this fast. Okay, I got the one cycle there. It's good. If you could hear the audio well, then we'd have heard them like about to spit out the Dracula. That's basically what they do. Spit out the enemies again. But yeah, I was fast enough to stop him from doing that. So, time for Skylos. It's a very interesting level, I'd say. Okay, we're going for a proxy here. Okay, I did get a proxy there, but it was the horizontal one. And proxy's cap at proxy. Basically, if I got that proxy, I would have been able to get over to the dino section straight away. Yeah, this is a really consistent orb challenge. I'd say it's one of the more nostalgic challenges in the game. For me at least, I don't know about others. Yeah, this would be to do. like every time they all hatch at equal times pretty much. Same time. So it's a really consistent orb.
Thank you for helping us.
Those dinosaurs are fast though, because if you miss flaming one or whatever, then it can get a little bit out of hand.
Excellent.
You can feel the challenge that way. Yeah, that skill's just getting the 2 dinosaur orbs and then going straight to the tally. I also did do a charge jump and then flop to get onto the bone, and that's just a faster way to get into the tally. It's a pretty cool looking strat. Time for Breeze Harbor. This is the only level in the run where it's similar to 14 Tally, where you just go straight to the talisman. So attempting massless here.
Thanks for giving.
I got that. That jump's a lot harder than it looks. You basically need a really good walking double jump. And hover. But yeah, that saves like 1.5 seconds over just climbing up the ship even more than double jumping over to the tally. So yeah, no orbs on that level. Now we've got a climb skip right now. This is basically shown in all 4 of the Spyro 2 categories. What was it? Basically with climb skip, you skip the money bags that gives you the climbing ability, which is 400 gems, so we skip needing 400 gems for that. It's very nice. Still a time save on its own, as well as just climbing up the ladders.
Great. Just charge the tree before I get hit. I'll be able to catch the monkey as they fall. Follow me.
Now it's just to get up to Scorch quickly. I did grab an orb on the way, one of the homeworld orbs. The broken wall. Okay, so in Scorch, this is also the only orb that I'll be doing. It's a very easy orb challenge, just not really difficult. Basically, just charge these coconut trees. Get the monkey to fall down, and Hunter catches him in the Spyro. It's not RNG or anything, it's just apparent. Yeah, just another easy orb challenge. All of the orbs in this run are real easy. Very, very difficult. Now we just do some more double jumps to get to the end of the level. Just breaking this level completely. Now coming up is Fracture Hills, yeah. And this is, yeah, so this is mentioned in the 14 Tally run. It's one of 2 levels where you have to do the intended thing to actually beat it. Get the talisman, that is. Not the orbs, you can skip those. And some. But yeah, the objective of this level is to free 6 satyrs that are covered in this rocky stuff. I don't know what it's called. Mold. Whatever. Yeah, basically what these satyrs do is when they play their bagpipes, then they break down part of the mountain.
It's great.
orbs, and then there will be a cool trick coming up. Sequence break. So yeah, right here we skip another in-game power-up. The supercharged ability, which you're supposed to need to break down that door. But with double jump we can get in there. No problem. Okay, time for Alchemist.
Yeah. Great. Just keep those earth shapers away
Okay,
from
with
me
this
and
challenge
I'll
is
take this potion.
you basically have to push these earth shapers away in some direction to stop them from reaching the Alchemist and then hitting them. So then that's an instant fail to the challenge. But to add to that, I'll also be collecting the 14 talisman whilst he's travelling over to Hunter.
Now they can.
And have to do this fairly fast to actually get it to work.
Oh, hi.
So yeah, get the talisman. And yeah, this cutscene plays too.
Man.
If I failed that, then I would have got the talisman, then I would have had to go all the way back over to Hunter to actually get the orb. Yeah, that's a cool sort of trick in the run. It's going to be kind of similar to the Party Poopers challenge in this level, Magma Cone. So basically Magma Cone, this has got one of the more harder orb challenges. Actually all of the orbs are fairly hard except for Popcorn 1. For a casual person at least.
Ace. Ready when you are.
So this challenge is Popcorn. I don't know why we call it Popcorn. I guess it's just because these crystal things look like popcorn. But yeah, this is RNG. Basically, the little crystal things will pop out anywhere. But you can kind of know where they're going to go with the sort of smoky trail when they move. Oh wait, what am I doing? Got the corn two. There's actually 2 challenges here. They're both the same, it's just that the second one is harder and you need to get more. You get 15 and like the first one you have to get only 10. Even then, this challenge can still mess you up. You can still fail it. Been close to failing it before in runs. Oh, I just missed one. Like Hunter is like really fast in this. And he can sometimes block you when you're trying to get one. So yeah, this is one of the orbs that can lose you a lot of time in the run, like up to 30 seconds or something. It's just crazy. So yeah, that's Popcorn finished. Now we're going over to the Party Poopers area where the big volcano is. And earlier in this level I had to kill 2 enemies. That was to open up this power up. It's a fairly low spirit count. I don't know why it's like so low. Yeah, this is one of the most. Basically, I'm doing this the intended way. And yeah, you basically have to collect these rocks in your mouth and then spit them out so that they hit these enemies. And you have to do this within a time limit pretty much, because the Superfly power up does run out eventually. Oh no, I just felt that. So basically what I failed there was double jumping up here on top of the volcano
Thanks for
whilst waiting for the fade out of the Party Poopers challenge. That would have basically skipped me getting the orb, basically. But I do get the orb, obviously. It's just that it skips the cutscene needing to do the jump again up on top of the volcano to get the tally. I don't know how much time it saves, I don't think it's that much. It must be... I don't know.
I can no one's
8 seconds, something.
I thought I'd never
It's not
buy
a major time save.
I mean, you're a shrewd
I mean, 8
customer,
seconds is
Spyro.
still a lot. And yeah, that Magma Cone is one of the more difficult levels in this run. If not the most difficult. So yeah, Shady Oasis, this is the second level where I have to do the intended thing of helping Shorty reach the end of the level, so they give you the talisman. Get them to the big berry tree. So these mini ones, you have to feed them these berries by knocking them down. There is a way to get to the end of the level where the big berry tree is, but it's not in any way useful, because you need to break down these doors for Shorty to actually get over here. So yeah, in this level I'll also be collecting gems. This is a good level to just collect gems. It's not like wasting time or whatever.
Spyro,
So now activating the
thanks
thief
for helping.
challenge and then getting the talisman. So I intentionally picked up this rock earlier so I can quickly hit the thief with it right now. With these spinning the rock, I'll also be jumping whilst doing it. That basically extends the distance of the rock, so you can hit the thieves from further away.
Thanks for bringing me.
Yeah, it's a really quick orb. And that's Shady Oasis. All the levels basically follow a pattern where get the talisman, get some orbs, collect some gems. There's only a couple of levels where you don't do that. So, yeah, I'm way over gems, so I don't even need to get the 75 gems on the island, the last Orbital planes. So with the double jump there, I just skipped needing to use the whirlwind
A legend
to get to that island with the orb. That's what you're supposed to do. Get to the very, very top of the castle, and then glide over to the island, but with double jump I was able to get onto the roof. And that is faster. So here comes Zephyr, straight off the bat. Oh, shit. No. God. Bounce straight off the bat in the level. Well, it was just to skip breaking down some doors with the cannon to get here the intended way. But I don't need to get on the cannon
Whoa!
to break down that last door. Just can't get the tally without doing that. Nice. Okay, so I said that I jumped there. It's a very unique trick, I would say. It's one of those jumps where you need a lower amount of height to actually make it. Because basically there's an invisible wall. Invisible wall, and you have to get under that wall and then hover. Because if you just do it at a higher height and then hover, you hit the wall and then fall down. So we have to get underneath that wall and then hover. That allows us to get onto this scenery. It's just a faster way to get to the seeds
We finally
in the game. And the seeds minigame's a fairly long minigame. Just to get 2 orbs. We did that really quickly. So here's Gulp once again. Yeah, this would have been explained in previous rounds, so it's just RNG pretty much. A lot of it is about RNG, and then there is a skill factor to it. Basically, the egg placement, the egg drop time, and the item inside is all random. But that's not the case with the first 3 cycles of Gulp. But they're not random, they'll drop the same item every time. But now I'm past the 3 cycles, and now it's just you can drop whenever, whatever. So got lucky there with double barrels. I'm just gonna get this chicken to stop him from. And yeah, this is the first instance where I need to be sparseless. You don't do this in any percent or 14 tally. Basically, I have to be sparseless after this fight. And that is used for a trick in Dragon Shores later on. Nice. Okay, I'm sparseless. Sometimes I've done runs where I just die. Okay, never mind. Oh my god. Yeah, Gulp likes to go for those chickens, and when he does, yeah, chicken replenishes 1 point of health. So it's really not ideal for him to do that. So here is the last world of the game. Straight away I'm doing head bash skip, which does what it says, and you skip the head bash value that moneybags can give you, which is a fairly expensive hurt. The fire was very important. So, just letting out of bounds to get into Dragon Shores. We're not supposed to be able to get to Dragon Shores right now. Okay, this is where Sparkless comes in handy. So I've just started swimming in Dragon Shores. Right now I'll be going under the Fireball power-up. And now I'll be attempting to get into the Fear. Nice, got that. So basically that is the fastest way of getting Fireball and all abilities. It's really weird for me to be sparkless in the level. For some reason being sparkless allows you to swim in the level, but if I had sparks then I would have crashed the game there. So Dragon Shores is a very fast level. It's different compared to 80% in 14 Tele where you have to do it with some jumps. You'll see that during the 100% run later on. And then be sparkless after gulp and doing swag swim, which is what we call it. So here is Metropolis. I had to do some weird movement at the beginning of the level to prevent me from getting hit by an enemy since I'm sparkless. Okay, so got the Orc's Orb easily because I have Fireball. I can just Fireball the Orcs. If you Fireball, well, the intended way to get the Orc's Orb is you have to, he basically throws bombs and you have to flame them and push them back. It's really annoying because you're on ice. It kind of takes a while. But with Fireball we can just annihilate them.
I knew
This is the UFO minigame. I have to do this twice. Basically just hit all these UFOs that are flying around. It's not RNG, but it is like goal-based. Like the first one especially. The first set of UFOs are on a cycle, and you have to be fast in the level to actually get the good cycle. So yeah, some tricky movement there to get to the under war section of Winter Tundra. Time for Mystic Marsh. It's worth pointing out that the end of level NPCs of the Winter Tundra levels don't actually give you a talisman, they just give you an orb, which is really cool. So that's all that I need now. So here's the Thief minigame. I just did 2 quick hits there on 2 of them. And then get the orb. That basically skips this sort of freeze animation where you can't move Spyro. So it saves some time. And right there, the animation played again. But I skipped it just by pausing. For some reason, it just skips it. Like, and yeah, having Fireball makes that way easier. Right, there was the only reason why we need Head Bash. It's that big rock. You have to destroy that to get an orb, and you can't Fireball it or whatever to get it. So here's Robotica Farms. This is the last level of the run, and we have to do the intended thing to get the power up. But yeah, we do have to do the intended thing to get one of the orbs, which is break pumpkins in the level, all of them, and the 2 gates, which requires supercharge. Fireball the pumpkins, which you just saw there, but you can't fireball the gates, which you also need to get the orb. So I'll just be killing 15 enemies in this level to unlock supercharge. Okay. Of trouble there, trying to get to the end.
Wait up.
So yeah, this level's got a lot of really fast-paced movement, fireballing. So yeah, use a supercharge to break the rest of these pumpkin, and then the 2 gates, which allows us to teleport here and get the orb, final orb of the run. So 40 orbs, and that's it, pretty much. So now we're going to Ripto now. So yeah, this is the intended way of beating the game. Other categories, you'll see, which was shown previously, that they did swim in air to get into this loading zone, but with 40 orbs you can just get in here straight away. Which is what you're supposed to do. So yeah, normally this fight would be a lot more obnoxious and very slow. If I had only flame, but with fireball you can just completely destroy Ripto. It's a really easy boss fight. First 2 phases. Phase 3 is a little different. It's, well, Ripto does the same thing every time, pretty much. They can move in other spots if you miss some fireball hits. And yeah, time's coming up. And timing. So it was 48. That's pretty decent.
Yep, it was a 48-53. GG.
Yeah, GG. A lot better than expected. Just glad I didn't go over the estimate, which can happen.
What's like a good run? Like
A
one
good
that you'd be...
A good run's the 45.
Oh, marathon, that's good then. Alright,
Yeah.
so Decked is AFK for a moment, but we'll just go ahead and just transition this to BRB until he's ready then. Yeah, so up next will be 100 Egg with Decked and Nerf commentating.